Hey everybody, it's Nikita from Key and Chainsaw. Welcome back to another video. So, I like to wish everybody a happy 2022. Hope you all had a very safe and good Christmas and New Year. If you don't celebrate Christmas and New Year, then happy holidays. And so, reason I've not been posting is because, well, my life has became a little bit, well, hectic at this point. Depression, stress, family issues. But I'm feeling, better now, and I just thought I'd make a little video discussing something that I've touched on before in well, like when I did a collection kind of video. Now I'm just gonna be clear. I I don't know much about different genres of music. This is about music, okay? This is gonna be a bit weird to discuss. Now, this may go on for a little while because I have now seen this film twice than I should have. Thank you to f.movies.com. If you want to see really disturbing movies or just anything, if you want to mess up your life, go on that website. It's great. I'm not sponsored by it, but I'm just saying. So. Now, I'm just going to say here, I'm not in this fandom anymore, mostly because of how toxic the fandom currently is. Still is. I barely interact and do stuff. Now, for those who read my AO3 stories, yes, I wrote some of this, fandom's fanfics, okay? I like reading some because I like to hear, I like reading other people's creative works. It's just what I like to do. So this angle may look weird, so a second, move my pillows away. So I decided I'm going to make a little rant on this film, and you're probably knowing what film I'm going to rant about, and that is 2017? Is it 17 or 18? This movie's so forgettable, don't even know what I'm doing. Either 2017 or 18's Lords of Chaos, based on this, by the same name, by Michael Monheim and Dietrich Soderlund. Probably pronounced that wrong. Now, where do I start? So I'm just gonna say here, I am not the biggest fan of black metal. I like death metal more than I like black metal. Mostly because black metal is just death metal on steroids. But I like, to be honest, I like any type of metal music. I like thrash, I like death. It's like, I like anything. I like speed metal, like anything. It doesn't matter. I like alternative metal, which is kind of like where the grunge kind of comes from. But anyway, this isn't a music discussion. This is about ranting on a really shitty movie. So how do I start this? So now I partially read this book. I'm really sorry if you can't see anything. There we go. I partially read this book. It was okay. It wasn't the best. I think I got to about I'm trying to find where I was. Oh, see this bit here? This is because it had like real life cases that were inspired by what happened. Yeah, I think it was when I got to the Varg interview and I was just kind of like, fuck this, and I just threw it away. Rest of that I just barely didn't give a shit about. I don't know. I really don't know how I would even talk about this movie, because yes, I'm in my nightgown, don't mind me. This film is just so forgettable. It's like, so I might as well just discuss. Oh god. Don't look over there. I'm sorry. I'm my first time filming a video in ages, so I really don't know how to do. Now, I really, really, really don't know how I would. Okay, I'll start with the actors. So you've got Rory Culkin playing Euronymous. So this dude. I'll actually say one thing. I thought Rory Culkin did do an alright job. I mean, he had to work with a really shitty script, but he played, he played villainous well, and he played angry well, and I'm just saying that because I thought his performance was actually kind of poor. I'm just lying to myself, to be honest. It was pretty poor. But when I said that, he did act alright, but he did act more like he was like the ruler of all things black metal. When I mean, it's kind of debated where the whole genre actually came from. People say it came from England, from Venom, and some people say it came from Scandinavia. You can do your own opinion, to be honest. I honestly don't know where it came from. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Um, Now you have. I'm blanking on my words because I'm honestly trying to remember some scenes. You've got a guy called Amuri Cohen playing Varg. Now, I don't like Varg. Let's just say that I do not like the guy. The guy's an arsehole. He's an Nazi. I don't like him, and he's a complete tool. Okay, he's a complete tool. I don't like him. Okay, nobody likes him. Some of the shit he kind of says on Twitter is kind of funny, but again, he needs to. He's honestly he's an edgelord that never grew up. That's what he is. He's an edgelord that never grew up and never stops being an edgelord. Anyway, so this Amori Cohen is Jewish, and for those who know Varg, he's a Nazi, and the Nazis don't really like the Jews very much. So when he saw that a Jewish guy was playing him, he said just to say he was a bit angry about it, and yeah. And Amori Cohen did such a horrible job. I mean, granted, he is playing a horrible character, but it's like. And plus, oh, the wigs. The fucking wigs they're all wearing. Mine is Rory Culkin because I think his hair actually is that length. Like, my hair. Like, people think my hair is a fucking wig. I mean, like, my hair's up right now, but like, my hair, if it was down, you'd probably think it was a wig because, how long and shit is. But the wigs, oh my god, like. The character playing Dead, so Jack Kilmer, son of Val Kilmer, he's playing Dead, and he's wearing this. I mean, you can tell it's a lace front wig. Sometimes those like wigs you see for like Afro textured hair. You see them on like Amazon and eBay. It looks like he's wearing one of them, and like, cause the guy's got kind of short blonde hair. Like, why didn't they just get like, I don't know, like a model or like somebody that had hair that was that length, I mean, there's like, I don't know. I mean, he probably could. I don't know. Why am I giving this movie positive? So I don't know. Um, just the wigs were honestly killing me. Like the like Amori Cohen as Varg, and he's got this really, honestly, you can tell his hair is a wig. You can honestly tell his hair is a wig. It is so bad. It's like in his face all the time. Looks like a fucking emo. He's like, oh, life is pain. Oh, it's like, oh, shut up. Like, you could honestly tell he looks like Pete Wentz in a lace front. That's what he looks like. Fucking Pete Wentz in a lace front. Um, I'm scared my parents are gonna come and be like, "What are you swearing at?" I'm like, nothing. Just ranting about stuff. Uh, the 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 kid playing Bard or Bod or however you pronounce Faust's real name. This guy. Where is it? This guy. Um, Walter Skarsgård's the actor who's this obviously the son of Bill, brother of Bill and Alexander Skarsgård, son of Stellan Skarsgård. again, he's wearing a really horrible wig because, like, I don't mean to be rude, but, like, I shouldn't say but. Okay, his forehead is quite. It's very like he looks like a Skarsgård. Let's just say he's got that very like Skarsgård like brow. And if you look at like pictures of Bard, he doesn't. I mean, he does have that kind of like forehead, but like I don't know. He's got definitely got not a forehead like that. Plus he's got very unique type of eyes. Like in some photos, he kind of looks like he might be like kind of indigenous, kind of. And I'm really hope the actual house doesn't come after me and says weird stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just stating my opinion. um, he kind of looks maybe like he's indigenous, kind of like he's got kind of what's that thing called, like a fold over his eyes. Like his eyes they're kind of like he's got folded eyes. Of course he's not, but you know, they're all wearing really horrible wigs. Just say that. Oh, they're all wearing really, really, really horrible wigs. I keep going over the wigs, but um, apparently there's interviews with Jack Kilmer where he apparently to prepare for his role, he never listened to any of the music. He just watched the documentaries and then he starts calling himself a fan of black metal. Okay. Mind you, how I got into the whole genre is another story in its own right. Let's just say that. Yeah. Fair. It's getting out of breath there. So I'll just pull the book here. Why was this? Like, why was this? Why, like, did you, like, okay. Now I'm gonna go on to another thing. The character of, is it Anne Merritt? Anne Marriott? The character played by Sky Ferreira, who's Euronymous' like photographer girlfriend. Okay, Euronymous had women in his life. He did have women in his life. He did. This drives into another thing. There's a lot of sex scenes in this. A lot of sex scenes. I mean, the editing is also like completely batshit. Like, so Rory Culkin, Euronymous will be like dreaming. He's like, no, I'm just dreaming about, I don't know, something, I don't know, like stabbing a toddler or something. And then, maybe not that, but I'm sorry if that got really, I don't know, he's dreaming about, I don't know, puppies and rainbows or something. Then it'll cut to like bizarre editing where it's the when Dead, shot himself and like there's weird like, you know, babies being hung upside down and blood everywhere and he wakes up he's like, oh, where am I? It's like, what's with the ending? And then sometimes it'll be edited with Varg like shagging groupies. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of that, yeah. Uh there's so many sex scenes in this, it is unreal. I don't know why I'm looking like there's a TV up here. There's not. I'm just staring at a wall. I'm literally just staring at a wall. Um, what else? I don't know what to say. Honestly, I don't. This movie just kind of makes me a bit mad. Um, hello. Sorry, I'm just a bit like, oh. Um, anyway, so I don't know. So okay, like so. Oh, the sex scenes. That was it. So there's so many like bizarre sex scenes in this. Like there's a part where they host a party at the like the house where they were living at making music. And then there'll just be like bizarre editing where they're screaming at each other and somebody's getting loud or like they're I don't know how to say it. Basically they're basically it cuts between party scenes, people screaming, vocals in people's faces and shagging orgies. That's basically what it cuts into. It's just you're sitting there like, who the hell edited this? And it's also worse when like you know when like you know when you feel really awkward during like a love scene or a romance scene, you're kind of being like, should I be watching this? You know, you kind of pull at your neck a little bit. You're like, should I be watching this? You know, especially when it's like this close up to your face. You're just like, should I be watching this? Like, I'm just trying to, I don't know. It's just like I don't know. It's just I don't really know what to do when it comes to like love scenes and that. Like I just don't know. And what's the next like weird love scene? It's I think it's just all the weird like editing and edits of like I keep wanting to say Rory Culkin like he doesn't have a character's name. Euronymous. All his like weird dreams he has and like Varg just shagging the groupies and stuff like that and you're just sitting there like for God's sake. And I mean not even like, he's just, it's like, like when you see like a love scene in like a film, it's just kind of the side angle, it's them just, kind of rubbing against each other. That's kind of, soft core. This is like they should just be shooting like straight up porn. Like, I mean, there's different angles, they're all naked. I mean, there's like somebody sitting over in a chair, like playing their guitar while strumming on their. It gets insane. It's like you're just sitting there like, is this a film about music or is this a porno about music? It's like, yeah, it just gets a bit insane. Sorry, my ears are really acting weird. Honestly, you just sit there like, this is just. Did Larry Clark make this or something? Mind you, I mean, Larry Clark's a director. He's not. I prefer Harmony Korine than I do Larry Clark, but at least with Larry Clark, like he deliberately tries to deny he likes to look at like teenage bodies and like focus on teenage bodies. But these characters are not meant to be teenagers. Well, I don't think. I think in the beginning of the movie, like Oystein, well, Euronymous, that's his real name, is like 17, maybe 18. And then at the end, he's like 25. But they just use the same actor. It's not like they got like a younger like character. And oh, this is another thing, but I'll get onto that in a minute. So they just got like a younger guy and then just kind of dyed his hair black, and then they got Rory Culkin to do like him when he's older. It's just like these characters have been like the same age for like the past like hour and a half. You're just sitting there like, I mean, Dead's never gonna be 20, never gonna reach the age of 23. He's still gonna be 22 for the rest of his life because well, we all know the story of what happens to him. The movie also fails to mention that the fact that Euronymous stabbed Dead at one point. Yeah, that's a story. He apparently stabbed him. I don't know if it's true though, but I read somewhere that apparently there's a story out there where Euronymous stabbed him. Yeah, it's just you're just sitting there like that would be an interesting scene because they act like they're almost lovers. Like some of the way he's dreaming about him, and the kind of like when he finds his body and like he's kind of like caressing his like half mangled face because you know how if you know the story, you know what I'm talking about. Like kind of caressing his like hair, and it's just kind of like, okay, does he hate him or does he love him? Like either pick what he likes. Mind you, I know they don't. I know that apparently they didn't like each other, but you're just sitting there, kind of like, okay, did they love each other? Is this gonna end up being like, I don't know, like some weird love story? Oh, this is the thing I was gonna talk about. So I kind of liked some of the minor characters, minus Varg and Faust, or Little Faust as I'm gonna call him, Little B, Little B. Sorry, I'm making myself laugh because I'm honestly just losing it. Um, so the guy playing, is it Oculist? Or Stan Johansson, I think the guy's real name is. He was kind of a cool major character. Like the scene where they're all in like the basement of, is it Helvet, the Euronymous' like shop that he owned. And it's got the black metal kind of thing on the wall. And I think it's Varg punches him, but like the way he punches him, like it just kind of looks like he's a punch face. And the next thing he's like sitting on the couch, like holding his throat. You're kind of like, did he get punched in the throat or something? It's just honestly the editing is so mad. You don't know who's been punched. You don't know who's shagging who. You don't know who's screaming in each other's face. You're just sitting there like, oh, okay, this is happening. Um, Then um so I'm trying to think of the other characters. I thought the guy playing Manham is only in it for like the first 10 minutes and he gets like papped off. Like he doesn't really do anything, but he was alright. He did look like the actual guy. They did do a good job. He did kind of look like the actual guy. The guy playing oh, what's his name? Not Hellhammer. The is it John something? John. Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. I know the actual I know the actual guy is called John, but he did look a lot like the actual guy. Like they did some of the actual casting they actually did quite good. I can't believe I have to look up this fucking movie. I thought I would never have to look up this movie. Like he actually did quite, they did good on the casting. This movie is so bad though. There's a guy called Metaline. That's his name, Metaline. Right. So I'm just gonna keep this up so I actually know what to do. So I know what the characters' names are. Metaline. That's it. They actually got an actor who did look a lot like the actual guy. So that's a good casting. You don't really know what the actual Oculus guy looked like though. The Stein Johansson, I think the guy's called. There's not really a lot of photos of what he actually looked like. I don't know if he looked like Luchin Charles Collier, or yeah, that's his guy's name, or Charles Luchin. Yeah, Luchin Charles. Okay. Uh, I don't know if he looked like the actual guy. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to entertain myself. Not that way, but like I'm just kind of thinking like what else to talk about this movie because this movie is so goddamn forgettable. Oh, so for those who are into like black metal stuff, so you'll know Thorn. Um, so you know who Friends is. You know who that guy is. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. That's just how I pronounced it. You know who he is. He's kind of a funny guy. He does seem like a really nice guy in real life. He's quite silly, but we all like him. He found out they were making Lords of Dogtown, Lords of Chaos. That's a skateboarding movie, but that's much better than this piece of shit. Um, and he said that this movie was going to be the worst thing since sliced bread. I agree. Also, if you look at pictures of the actual guy, he's actually, when we think about it, he kind of looks a bit like he'd be everybody's first girlfriend. Look at pictures of him when he was younger. He does look like he'd be everybody's first girlfriend. I'm so sorry. Um, so he so I mean he's got a hair that's a bit as long as mine um and I think and he's got this like huge like beard now. Like yes, obviously since lockdown and stuff, obviously people really don't really have access to barbers, but he's got this huge beard now. Um, this the kid that's playing him, but he's I mean you barely know it's him until you like see him like appear once or twice. You're like, that's meant to be. This kid's blonde. This kid's blonde, and he's wearing. You're meant to believe that's meant to be him. Let's see. Who played this guy? Andrew Lee Vale. Um, a lot of the actors are either American, British, or actual Scandinavian. I think none of them are actually played by actual Norwegians. Besides maybe Walter Skarsgård, but he's Swedish, so it doesn't make sense. It's like when you like watch like a film and it's set in like Scandinavia, for example. This time it's set in Norway, and and they end up getting like actors who are not even Norwegian. It's like we're no Norwegian actors like involved, like around or like available, like to be in this. I mean, mind you, I only know like one Norwegian actor, and he's barely not even an actor. He's a doctor in real life. Anders Danielsen Lyon. He's actually quite a good actor. So yeah, surprisingly, he's not in not a lot of stuff. So yeah, and he's the only like Norwegian actor I can think of at the top of my head. I know there's more, but He's all I can think of. Anyway. Oh, the murders. So the church burnings. This. I mean, I'm gonna say they did kind of good effects. I mean, they did just build like replica copies of the buildings and just burnt them down. Like, it's just it's the okay. This is when we get to the murders, right? So the murder of the gay guy in the park by Little B, Little Faust, bored. Um, sorry. Yeah, that is graphic as hell, and I don't know how. I mean, if you there's an interview in the book with the actual with Faust, and he he doesn't really go into. I mean, again, I can barely remember this book, but he doesn't really go into a lot of detail of what actually happened. So, and a lot of it is just kind of glamorized. Like, I don't know if like the actual guy tried to. I mean, tried to like because because he meets him in this like pub, right? This restaurant pub, right? And then he kind of follows him to this park, and then I guess this park in was it 1993. It was known for like kind of gay cruising, so he I guess maybe he thought maybe Little B was like one of them, a hustler basically, an escort. How old was he? Like 17 when that happened? Yeah. I wasn't doing that when I was 17. That was a very long time ago. I'm 26 this year. That fucking scares me. Don't remind me. So he like, and so because then he kind of like caresses him like this, like on his leather jacket, and then he kind of like puts his hand down and kind of caresses his, and then he kind of puts his hand towards like his kind of area, and obviously you're a bit like that's a bit molesty. I'm just saying it is. You're kind of like okay, this is it's a bit fucked up, and then it just gets completely graphic as hell. Like it should this he basically turns into like a mini serial killer at this point. It's like you might as well it's just I don't know. I'm really itchy. Sorry. It's just I don't know. It's just this movie is making me itchy. Okay. Anyway, so because I don't really know what actually happened. I don't know if maybe I don't know. Maybe the actual guy maybe tried to assault him. Maybe, and that's why he kind of like stood back and did what he did. I don't know. I don't. The guy's a convicted murderer who got out of jail after like 12 years or something. Was it 12 years? He got out in 2004 free. I don't actually know. Oh, 2004, 2003. Why is my voice so deep? I have no idea. I just read something about UFOs there. That seems more fun than this. Apparently they're gonna say UFOs created black people. I'm losing it, I swear. I'm actually losing it. um yeah, so he kills the guy and then it was in 1994 I think is when he got not released, arrested. Um Now I don't know. I need to read a fucking transcript of this movie because that actually be kind of a funny thing to just read would be the transcript because honestly like this movie if it wasn't considered of people just screaming in each other's ears and telling people that are cocksuckers and Mark shagging like mad, it's just kind of like this movie just blows my brains out. Not in that kind of way. It just blows my brains out of the window. Like I just kind of I don't like this movie. At the end up, I'm just gonna stop talking because I'm slowly losing my will to even talk about this movie. If you like reading, if you like learning about this subject, maybe read this. This book is not really good, but you know, it's much better than. Well, I just ranted a bit for about half an hour. This movie's bad. It is so bad. 6.6 on IMDb though. Should be 4.6. Like, what does the documentaries get like? Like, what does the documentaries get? Like a 7.1 or something? Wait, I actually kind of want to see if the guy playing the part guy was Norwegian. Oh, he actually is. Oh, so they got one Norwegian actor, so that's good. Oh, I don't know why I said it all. I'm just reading some of like the names. Like a lot of these people are British or not non-Scandinavian. Oh, I forgot to mention. It was directed by Jonas Ackerlund, who he's a not a video game director. He's a video music video director. That's a hard word to say. Music video director. He did the Smack My Bitch Up music video for The Prodigy. You know, the one that got banned. He apparently he actually knew. I mean, he did work. He knew. I'm saying. He did work in bands like like black metal bands. I think he worked in. Oh, what were they called? Bathory. Was it Bathory? I think it was Bathory. I could be wrong. I think he worked in Bathory, and apparently he actually knew Dead. So it's just kind of like, why are you taking your friend's story from this and turning it into a piece of shit? Granted, he didn't write them. He didn't write it. Did he write the screenplay? Oh my god, he wrote some of the screenplay. Who else wrote the screenplay? Dennis Magnuson, Jonas Ackerlund, based on inspired by it. Is that just to say you read one page and thought, yeah, I can make a script out of this? That really hurt when I did that out. Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna leave this video for now. If I ever make a part 2 on how this movie is a piece of shit, I probably would, but I will probably make it when I'm not out of my head on whatever the hell I'm going through. So yeah, I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all have a good January 2022. And I hope that you're not watching or reading pieces of shit like this. Yeah. See you guys soon.